Psychos, I am Saikopic, and this is a very special tribute Get Ready With Me video. Today is the 24th of August 2016. It is 9 years since Sophie Lancaster was murdered. This video is in tribute to her, as it has been called for people to goth up and take selfies to spread the word of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation and spread awareness. I decided to do a special Get Ready With Me video where I goth up. I've chosen red and black as my goth theme colours because the most well-known photo of Sophie, she is in red and black. I already have makeup on, but I'm not going to take that off and start fresh for the sake of my contact lenses. I'm just going to apply my makeup over the top. Shouldn't be a problem. So, Sophie Lancaster lived in Lancashire. She was a 20-year-old girl, and she just so happened to be part of the goth subculture. That would have been fine, although being a goth comes with a lot of hatred drawn towards you, and you do get a lot of people having issues with you just because you've decided to be different from them and do your own thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. People should not be scared of the clothes they wear, the hair colour, the makeup choice, their music choices. That is ridiculous. But Sophie was part of the goth culture, and in 2007, on the 11th of August, a mob attacked Sophie and her boyfriend. They attacked her so viciously that they were unrecognisable. They couldn't tell which one of the pair was the male and which one was the female when the police arrived. Sophie was attacked just because of the clothes she wore and how she had her makeup and how she had her hair, and her partner Robert as well. She was beaten up so badly she slipped into a coma. 13 days later, on the 24th of August, Sophie died. She was murdered because she was happy with who she was. And her family and friends got together after her death, and they decided to make a foundation, a charity, in Sophie's name. This is the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. I must point out at this point, the Sophie Lancaster Foundation has nothing to do with this video. I'm doing it purely to raise awareness. So they made the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, and the aim of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation is to spread awareness and make people understand different subcultures, not just goths, but different subcultures, ones that aren't mainstream, and also to work with the police and the government to make it so hate crimes on subcultures are illegal. Now, in 2013, Greater Manchester was the first city to sign up to make it illegal and make it a hate crime when it's targeted at subcultures, which is a brilliant thing. And then it was soon followed by other cities. I'm not coming on here and saying run and donate and give your money, and I'm just coming on here and saying look into it a little bit. Sophie was someone's daughter and someone's family, someone's friend, someone's partner. And imagine if that happened to someone you knew just because of how they dressed. Imagine if dressing in jeans and a t-shirt was targeted. It's ridiculous. It is simply that ridiculous. Now, in about the year 2000, I think it was the year 2000, I had a party I had a few friends around. It wasn't a big party. Just a little small couple of friends around, listening to music, having a laugh. And at this party, I put on Linkin Park. Now, it was loud because we had an amazing sound system and a tiny little house. So it was loud. You could hear it outside. Well, as the party progressed, someone starts kicking on the door. And we don't open the door because someone's kicking on the door, like full force, trying to kick the door down. So we're shouting through the door, telling them to stop and go away, and they're not getting in. And they don't. They carry on kicking on the door. And then my sister and brother came home. And my brother went out, I don't know, to chase them away. Because this group was a group of about 10 to 15 young teenagers. Now, Sophie was attacked by a mob of about 15 people who were all between 15 and 17-ish. So they weren't grown people, they were teenagers. They were younger than them. And when my brother went out, my sister went out as well. She was trying to break it up. She got between my brother and this lad, and my sister got punched in the face. Just for trying to get some peace. Eventually, my parents come home. They were out having a meal. And the police are called. It was all a bit, it was chaotic. It was, you didn't expect stuff like that to happen. So they started kicking on the door basically because of the music we were playing. They were trying to get in, and it wasn't because they were trying to come to the party. Because the same group, I think it was earlier that night, had attacked a couple of people I went to school with. Now, they were very much, you know, dark clothes and chains kind of people. Well, most of them were. And they got attacked in the park. Similar to Sophie, but luckily they were in a bigger group. And this mob was beating on the group. They didn't care if there was girls there. And then one of them actually ended up passing out because of the beating they received. They grabbed their friend, carried them to safety, and then passed out. Now, they ended up having problems throughout their life because of it. They ended up having blackout problems because they were beaten around the head. And it's just ridiculous. So the same group tried to do it to us. They tried to get in my house. They tried to kick down my door. And this group, my sister screamed at one of them because she recognised him. Ironically, she worked with his mother. So, when the police came, they found out about this lad and where he lived. And they went to find him. But of course, he wouldn't rat on his friends. He wouldn't tell anybody what had happened, or who was there, or anything. He just denied the whole lot. And they all got away with it. It wasn't a major offence as such, but people did get hurt, and they if they got in, I don't know what they would have done. You know, they were likely to attack a lot of us. And at the party, it was mostly girls. That happened to me. And that is actually the night I first met my friend Kerry. Back when I was about 16. Now, in Sophie's case, people were questioned. A lot of people were questioned. And 5 teenagers were arrested. Only 5. They estimated the group to be about 15. Out of these 5 teenagers, 2 of them got life sentences. Let's see. I have the details just over here. In April the 28th, 2008, Ryan Herbert and Brendan Harris were sentenced to life imprisonment. Harris was to serve at least 18 years, and Herbert was to serve at least 16 years and 3 months for murdering someone who was simply walking home at night through a park. Out of the 3, there was a pair of brothers called Joseph and Danny Hulme, Hulme, not quite sure how to pronounce that, and also Daniel Mallet. Daniel Mallet was sentenced to 4 years and 4 months. The 2 brothers were sentenced to 5 years and 10 months each. All of them appealed against their sentences. Ryan Herbert had his minimum term reduced from 16 years and 3 months to 15 years and 6 months. None of the other teenagers got a reduction in their sentences. Now, the most any of them would have served is 18 years, which is already half over. And in another 9 years, they'll be up to get out, and all of the other ones will be free. And they've murdered someone. They've murdered an innocent girl and severely beat her partner as well. What kind of a human would do that to someone? What kind of human would look at someone who is dressed differently or has a different culture or a different background and just go, hey, you know what? They're different from me. I'm gonna attack them. Goths are, as I found, because I used to be part of the goth culture, I used to be part of a lot of cultures. But goths are one of the most gentle groups out there. Although goth music is quite intense, goths don't tend to be violent, they don't tend to be aggressive, they don't have burst out into fights randomly, they don't do that. They'll have mosh pits where they'll bump each other around, but it's all in good fun. There is no intent to harm. And yet goths are one of the most targeted groups out there. I mean, a bit of fun, a bit of joking around and all of that is all well and good. But when things turn to assault and battery and murder, it's gone too far. It has gone beyond far. It is horrific. And the people who did it should get longer. They should know that they've done wrong. And not just, I'm sorry, yeah, I've done my time. They should live with it the way that the friends and family of Sophie should live with it. They shouldn't be allowed to just walk free in society again and be part of society, because they are not part of society. They are not worthy of being able to walk down the street like everything's okay. because it's not okay. She didn't even get the opportunity to get to her 21st birthday. It was later that year. She didn't get the opportunity to walk down the street anymore like normal. And I say, why should they? Again, this is not the opinion of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation or anyone associated with Sophie Lancaster. This is my opinion. This is my personal opinion. And I have had this kind of thing done to me and my friends and my family. Being attacked for liking a different band or dressing a little bit different. Life's hard enough without people hating on each other for no reason. I just hope these attackers think about it every day. I hope they remember it every day. I hope that they don't get rest from it. For as long as their friends and family don't get rest from it, they shouldn't. Now this video is my own doing. There is no one's input in this. I saw a friend linked me and I saw that there was a call for gothing up selfies to get the attention, to raise awareness and to possibly raise some money for the foundation. Now, they did it for ALS, they did it for all kinds of different things. And the Sophie Foundation is a registered charity. It has already helped not so much make the place safer for people, because let's face it, it's never going to be safer as long as people are there. But yeah, it's helped raise awareness. It's helped point out some of the atrocities that happen. Sorry, my mirror's down. Yeah, it's such a stupid and horrible thing, and if we lived in a perfect world, we would not need to raise awareness for things such as, oh, this person wears different makeup, this person listens to a different band, so this person is going to be a target. When I was younger, I went through a lot of different phases. I went through the obligatory pink phase. That lasted about a week. And then I went through a rainbow hippie phase. I went through a blue phase where nothing I wore was not blue, including all of my makeup. Went through a white phase. That was short-lived. White is not easy to work with. I also went through a goth phase. And I was, I considered myself to be more of the glam kind of goth. I was very much not smudged kind of goth. And I used to make my own clothes. I used to go to a club called the Crazy House. And I still go there occasionally because, you know, I don't like clubbing. Clubbing doesn't have the best music. And it's too loud and yada yada yada. But I used to go to this club, the Crazy House, that my friend introduced me to. And this club, at first, it was made out to be like the worst club it was made out that people got beat up and people were lying bleeding in the streets and stuff, and it wasn't. It was a little rowdy, but no more rowdy than any rock show or anything. It was probably one of the safest places to go if you were an alternative. I mean, getting there was a struggle because you had to walk through the city, and you had to walk through the city in your alternative outfit. So that was, it was scary, because you would have so many people just staring at you, judging you, shouting things at you, and you shouldn't have to deal with that. You shouldn't have to prepare yourself. I actually used to, when I went out, a lot of the time I travelled on my own, met up with friends somewhere else. I used to take a Swiss Army knife out with me for protection, not with the intent of hurting anyone at all, but with the intent of they were going to hurt me. So I would go out with my Swiss Army knife, and back in them days I was a bare minimum girl. I would, because it would cost money to put your bag in the cloakroom, I would usually not take a bag. I would pack everything I needed on myself and not wear a coat. I would wear leather outfits, I would wear leather pants, I would wear knee-high boots, I would wear self-made outfits, because I used to go on outfits that I made, and one was leather and safety pins and all kinds, and it was like held together with safety pins because it wasn't that good. But yeah, I had safety pins up my gauntlets, and they caused no end of bother because they kept pinching my skin. And obviously that kind of look draws attention, and I would always have a Swiss Army knife on me. And when I was walking home from the bus stop, about a 15-minute walk at most, I would have the knife open and tucked into my belt. Because even though I am a bit of a scrapper, at least I was always really small and really short. I was like 5'1", 5'2", back in them days. And if someone got me, I knew I wouldn't be able to do much against it, especially if they were bigger and taller. Now, I used to stand up for my friends, I used to stand up for people, and I used to actually square up to people if they were threatening my friends. That was all well and good, but I was, you know, in a public place. If someone attacked me, then I'd have bouncers and friends. But if I was on my own, I had no chance. And, you know, it would be very easy to overbear me and knock me down. So I always had my Swiss Army knife on me. Because one, that's what it's like to be a girl. And two, that's what it's like to be of the alternative subcultures. People would attack you. People would not bat an eyelid. And just, they wouldn't care. They would just hurt you for being you. I thought I had a black liquid lipstick. I've got a shiny black liquid lipstick. But yeah, I don't know what Sophie's life was before it ended. but I'm kind of guessing it's a little bit like the same. Like, you run the risk of getting hurt, you run the risk of getting beat up and ostracised, and just because of what you were like. And that is ridiculous. So I am here, gothing up again, to raise awareness, to help people see what it was like to be targeted for just being you, for just liking the things you liked. No other reason, just, hey look, you're slightly different, we're gonna attack you now. So one of the points of me pointing out the Sophie Lancaster Foundation is you can donate to them. You can send in a small donation. You can buy merchandise. They have wristbands. This is my Sophie wristband, and I got this years ago. And there is a website, I will put it in the description box, for the foundation, and you can find out the story, you can find out what happened, you can find out what the foundation is, why they are, and what they aim to do. And if you so choose, if you feel like this kind of stuff shouldn't happen, and maybe throw them a little donation. I have just ordered a top. All of the profits go to the charity. I got this top. It says, weird and musher freak, if only they stopped at name calling. Because it is one thing to call names, and that shouldn't be done either. That sucks. But it's an entirely different thing to look at someone and go, you know what? They look a little bit different. I don't like that. I'm gonna murder them. Because why else would you kick someone that much that they can't even recognise what sex you are? Why else would you do that? I don't know. So this look is for Sophie. This look is so her death will not be for nothing. Something good out of something bad. I am by no means in the slightest talented at makeup. But I had to do this. The whole situation, the whole deal is very close to me, and I want to do what I can to raise awareness, and it may not be much, but if anybody who watches this sympathises and understands, or even just gets to learn something they didn't know already, then it was worth it. And if even one of you goes on to the Sophie Lancaster Foundation and reads more about it and becomes more aware, the world will be better. And if you donate, that'd be amazing. Like I said, I have bought a top, and all the proceeds will go to the charity. There is makeup on Ilamasqua site, There is a blusher named Sophie, a coral blusher, and a kohl eyeliner named Sophie, and they are for the Sophie charity. There is also t-shirts, hoodies, vest tops, tote bags, badges, mouse mats, keyrings, wristbands, all different things if you're interested in buying it, because if you're gonna buy a tote bag anyway, why not make it for something good? So yes, I have liquid lipstick on my teeth because it's not liquid lipstick, it's lip gloss, I found out. And I think I'm done with my look. I would like to thank you all for watching and for learning a little more about Sophie, and hopefully becoming more aware and passing on the word that just because someone is different from you doesn't mean it's okay to think any less of them as a person, to think they are not worth as much as you. I'm not saying that you do it, but you know, other people, yeah. Anyway, I will leave this video here. I will link the Sophie Lancaster Foundation in the description box below, so you can click on the link and go to their site. And I hope that the world is a little bit of a nicer place. I will now be returning to the usual content, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!